To complete a coming-of-age dare with my classmates, I randomly picked a hot guy in a bar and invited him to spend the night. I just didn't expect this handsome guy to be a member of a mafia organization. Worse yet, I ran into him again when reporting to my new school. To get back at me, he even threatened the principal into assigning us to the same dormitory. Don't even think about running, little bunny. There are still a few moves from that night you haven't mastered. Get in the car. He opened the door with a mocking smile. I obediently climbed in because, let's be real, what else could I do? Even the principal couldn't refuse them, so I figured no one could stop these guys. And honestly, I kept worrying if something like that night would happen again, even though I didn't want to admit it. There was a tiny part of me that kind of anticipated it. When we arrived at the school, I gasped in shock at the castle-like building. Killian stepped out of the car, and when I froze in place, he shot me a disapproving glare. I hurried to follow him. This guy looked seriously intimidating. He ordered his subordinate, take her things to my room. Wait, why are my things going in your room? Since when do guys and girls share rooms? This was ridiculous. I hoped it was a joke because the last thing I wanted was to share an apartment with a guy I'd slept with. Sure, he was hot, but that didn't mean I wanted to sleep with him again. I knew now he wasn't someone to mess with, and I dreaded to think how he'd react if he found out I'd only slept with him to complete a dare. Relax, sweetheart. Nothing's gonna happen. The amusement in his eyes made me doubt his words. Before I could protest, he grabbed my hand and pulled me along. We stopped at a wooden door, and I flinched when Killian kicked it open. Boss, a blonde guy behind a desk greeted him. I'm guessing she's the one you've been going on about. Shut up, Killian snarled, and the blonde immediately clammed up. Killian announced into a microphone on the desk. Everyone gather in the courtyard. Anyone late gets a bullet. Then he turned and led me out of the room. Principal Brian wasn't kidding when he said the underground department was all guys. There were over 300 men in the courtyard, each looking dangerous and staring at me like they hadn't seen a girl in years. I probably would have run if Killian hadn't had his arm around my waist. Meet Jade, our new classmate, Killian said with a dangerous smile. I know what you're thinking. She looks like a girl, right? Well, she's not. Jade's a guy. Yes, boss. The others chimed in, nodding like they actually believed it. Were these guys serious? You treat him like a brother. No touching, looking, or talking, or you'll get shot. Yes, boss. Now let's give him a warm welcome. To my horror, they all pulled out guns hidden under their uniforms. Why did everyone have a gun? The deafening gunfire made me cover my ears, and finally, I collapsed to my knees. Killian didn't help me up this time. I stared at the tattooed, gun-toting men, wondering what kind of mess I'd gotten myself into. I walked into the most luxurious living room I'd ever seen. Plush velvet sofas, elegant chandeliers, marble floors. This looked more like a five-star hotel suite than a dorm. Boss, she's here, Derek said. Killian looked up and grinned when he saw me. Oh, so you didn't ask Ethan to switch your room? I thought you would've. I even had your luggage moved in. He nodded at the suitcases piled in the corner. Obviously, he'd known I'd tried talking to my homeroom teacher about switching dorms, and that I'd failed. He told Derek, you can go. Derek left without a word. I sat across from Killian, determined to clear the air. I think we need to talk. What's there to talk about? About what happened between us a few weeks ago. It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing, right? Like you said, impulse. So I was hoping we could let it go and be friends. I held out my hand, hoping he'd shake it. If we were gonna be roommates, we needed to clear the tension. Killian stared at my hand, then let out a cold laugh, a look that sent a chill down my spine. Friends? You think I'm gonna let you off that easy? What do you mean? I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, really? His gaze sharpened. I was minding my own business when some girl came onto me hard. I tried to blow her off, but she wouldn't take no for an answer, so we went back to my place, and I made sure she had a night she'd never forget. And what did I get? She snuck out in the morning, stole my favorite jacket, and left a cute little note by the bed. Usually, I'm the one leaving notes. No one dumps me. I feel like a damn fool. Before I could react, Killian grabbed my hand and yanked me toward him until our faces were inches apart. All I could think about were the images from that night, and I involuntarily pressed my legs together.